Chair, members, Theo Pahos, representing the Association of California Insurance Companies. I'll be very brief. I did not come with some prepared remarks, but did feel a couple things needed to be addressed, and we will make more comprehensive comments to the entirety of this report in a written form at a later date. A couple of things as it relates to the practice of reserving. As you can imagine, we all had it wrong during the first meltdown. We were under-reserved. We certainly didn't expect costs to go through the roof as quickly as they did. The Bureau couldn't raise rates quickly enough. We couldn't raise rates quickly enough. And you've seen on the graphs that the line basically almost is practically vertical. That's how quickly things unraveled. You reserve when you can reserve. You cannot make huge reserve collections when you're in the middle of double-digit increases. It's not practical. The under-reserving and the underpricing, although it led to a terrible meltdown in the actual market, was a $5 billion windfall to the system. That's how much we were essentially under-reserved and underpricing. So when you see the dramatic reserves is when loss ratios went down and the market could essentially afford to make those reserves, which is why we reserved. Why are we somewhat strongly reserved now? For the whole reason that this report was done, we want to increase our financial solvency. And a second, on more of a personal note, as it relates to Commissioner Way, the reason we're here today, first of all, I'd just like to say for the record, I am in disagreement with Commissioner Way probably 99.9% of the time. The only reason we're having this discussion about insurers as it is right now is because she insisted on the assertion of this report in a bill that we were sponsoring. We didn't want to take the amendment. We took it, and here are the results. So I just thought that needed to be made clear for the record, and that concludes my remarks. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, this report that was presented here today was a report that was required by a bill, SB 316, by Senator Yee from San Francisco. That was a bill that we essentially had asked to be introduced, and we sponsored through the legislative process. And as you go through these legislative ongoings, what happens is, in order to get consensus on the bill, we had to agree to take language that was written by labor that required this report to be drafted. This is the report you're hearing today. So in short, what I'm saying is the only reason we have the report is that labor asked that it be conducted. So the accusations that they haven't done enough to look at our practices or haven't called us out enough, I highly disagree with, because the only reason we're here is because they asked for the report.
So, I'm sorry, go ahead.
My understanding is that we commissioned this study.
You commissioned this study on direction from a bill, SB 316. Yeah.
And so, if I may, Mr. Pahos, does this fall on the 0.01% of the time that we do agree?
Yeah.
That this is
and I hope that we don't broadcast that too much. It's not necessarily a career enhancement move on my part, but that's why we're here.
That and UFOs.
No, I do believe it.